good people? Um, this is my attempt to helping someone out in any shape, form, or fashion to understand through my failures and successes of e-commerce. In this, I'm gonna call it a CRM ebook. I'm gonna break down everything I've learned. I can't say that I'm an expert because I'm still learning, and I'm gonna continue to learn. A couple things I would suggest that one, find a mentor or a group of people that also learn to do this, or find the community. There's a bunch of them on Facebook. If you're looking to get in e-commerce, this is, like I said, well, chapter one is the things they tell you but don't explain. That's all they do. They tell you about them. They make it seem like this is one great, easy thing, and that's it. A couple disclaimers. You may see my children running around or children's stuff. I got two. And yeah, just be mindful if you hear baby in the background. I'm not abusing them, nothing like that. My wife is with them. But nonetheless, I'm gonna get right into it. So I search and go to Google and find, how to start an e-commerce business, a step-by-step guide. Like, this is gonna be your end-all be-all. I've read a million of these things. They start off all with find your niche. Well, I get it. You want to find one particular thing that you're able to market towards a group of people. Um, that's great. Um, and a lot of entrepreneurs or folks who want to be entrepreneurs have multiple ideas and multiple things that you want to do, and it's going to be costly. And my suggestion is find one particular lane to start with. Build out that one lane. When it gets rolling, create another lane. But you want to, or have that first lane be your primary stronghold that branches out. Branches out. So if you, prime example, if you started to do taxes and then you got your financial services certification, then you did insurance, then you helped build business credit. All those things work within themselves in the same financial niche or niche. And the reason you want to have a financial niche or niche is because it focuses you on one lane. Legal structure, for the most part, an LLC will be fine. There's benefits to that. We're going to go into greater detail with a legal structure, business credit, all of those things. And I also will put out there this. It, I don't have a master's degree in entrepreneurship. I have the bruises of entrepreneurship. And if anyone is viewing this, please make a comment and let me know that I'm wrong. I I don't know it all. I'm just telling you my experiences. One thing is, if you're gonna make the time when you need to have a legal entity is the moment you make or see yourself making more than $15,000 a year, because that's when your taxes really start to get. You can claim that business as it needs to be its own business at that point. It starts to mess up your own tax bracket as a personal and sole proprietor. But until you're there, the legal entity is, it's a good milestone. It's something good to have. Don't let me stop you from getting it, but it's not something that is the biggest check off box on the list. Focus on what you're doing, getting it going, getting clientele, getting a following, and go from there. Your EIN is going to be part of your business structure that you get. You can get a business structure and an EIN literally in 30 minutes early on any weekday and be good and done. It's got to call IRS, ask for an EIN. They'll give you one over the phone. Legal structure, you go to your, for Georgia, it's sos.ga.gov. For every other state, it's SOS or Secretary of State .yourstate.gov. They will help you incorporate literally over the internet, and it may cost $100. It depends and vary upon which state. I will actually make a list and a task of myself to put that Um, there's a website I used to have that had every state in their Secretary of State. Um, you know, do you want to get into a season corp and all that other conversation? That's later down the road. It's pluses and minuses behind it. Um, but the best thing to do is, if you think you want to do something, incorporate, and when you start growing and getting there, you have it, and it'll be its own season business. Uh, Attain business permits and licenses. Yeah, sure. If you're selling things and you need a tax permit, sales, or something that allows you to sell that product, please get it. Don't break the law. It always ends up in a bad light down the road, or trying to hoodwink it. But do you need to sell a realtor? You don't need to be a realtor to sell real estate. Um, and also know that sometimes having the permit or license makes you responsible. So take that as you will. E-commerce platforms, websites, all these right here are phenomenal. Um, the one thing that they all do collectively is have a platform. They have somewhere to be on the pyramid of business, if you will. So if you look at Facebook, Facebook is their pyramid. They are the top of that pyramid. And everyone under them, they collect money from. Whether it's a Facebook expert, whether it's everyday user wanting to put an ad out, whether it's advertisers, that pyramid, they are coming down that pyramid across the board, but they're making money all the way up. Look into, as you think about your business, how can you be the top of your pyramid and other parts that of your business to possibly work. Um, but you also got to figure out what you like. Shopify, I've used it. I have not used WooCommerce. I've used Squarespace, Magneto. They all have differences. Um, the key is finding your way to integrate and make your life easy in the most consistent manner and be able to sell and scale to be bigger than just you. So if it's just you, how can you make it feel like you have an army behind you? So you have to think of that aspect when you think of the platform that you get to. Source and development product list. So this really, in my mind, when I read that title, it goes back to the niche of what you're doing. If you are in footwear, well, then I would even dial that in deeper and say I'm in men's sports athletic footwear. So if you are going to be selling exotic or custom made Air Force Ones, there's a market for that. And there's a group of people in a niche or niche of people that only want to talk about those things, because there's 3 billion people on Facebook. I don't know how many people are on Instagram, but TikTok or any of these other things, but there's enough people to find you a community and a group of folks that will pretty much buy from you. A small, great number is 5,000. You get 5,000 people in your niche that are looking to do what you're looking to do. They probably can support your salary or double your income. It doesn't have to be a million people, like 30 million people on your Instagram page, and Kim Kardashians, of all these blue check marks and all that. You don't even need it. You just need to have a good following and a grassroots following. Let me tell you something. They will rock with you. Seen it, had it. Uh, it's a great thing. That's the biggest thing I would look to do. Um, and then you go into marketing. How do you market to these folks? Well, I've been mentioning Facebook. They're the biggest. McDonald's of social media. And that in itself is helpful. And you need to be able to market correctly when you do market to them. You need to make sure you have some things in place. The biggest thing, you want to have your pixel. You want to stay up to date on Apple and their most recent changes. And quiet as kept, Apple changing, this is more of an advanced statement, but Apple changing their iOS system, which was a major big deal in the marketing world. If companies did it correctly, you could flip it to be a better process and make your company stronger if you took what they said and flipped it across the board. You gotta flip it. So what I mean by flipping it is you now advertise to your current client base more when you get them in. You still have your Pixel, but iOS stopped people from tracking their iPhones. That's essentially what it made. It gave the choice to the user to not have anyone track. Well, now your advertising dollars can't just find people and follow them wherever. You actually have to care about your clients, and you have to actually nurture your clients. And if you're not going to nurture your clients, then and really care about your clients, then your business is going to be hard to succeed long term. If you have a great product, a simple product, it could sell. You can put it together; it's no problem. But reaching out and having a personal touch. Reading on Twitter, um, Taylor Swift, phenomenal. She literally will go to birthday parties and or weddings and sing for free. If you get her to agree, she will. You hit her up on Twitter, she will go and she will be there, sing and bounce. But she cares about her fan base. Those things are intangible, and people will buy from you when they really feel you're a part of their world and they are a part of yours. So all of this, and this is one article. These articles I put into the email, um, and so you can get these. This is another one: how to launch a profitable online store. Um, they're the one thing they're all going to do is they're going to tell you how their platform is doing the best thing. The keys to it is one, find your niche. Find what you want to sell to the world, what you're passionate about. Two, plan 5 years. Okay. Um, and if anyone says, well, everybody's doing that, well, go to the bread aisle at the grocery store and see how many loaves of bread they are by different companies. There's enough people out here that you can create your own network and your own group of folks and really push what you want and what you're happy and passionate about. Please do that across the board. Write a business plan. I think for the preparers of the world, a business plan is great as a roadmap, but a business plan is going to, you're going to process so much and overthink. And unless you're wanting to start out with, a good amount of money, like $50,000 to $200,000 to run and operate your business, then a business plan is not going to really be the greatest. It's a great roadmap. It's a great thing to have. Give you an idea where to go, but man plans, God laughs. So just be willing to take a couple punches and have an idea where you want to start and where you want to finish, and plan in the middle. Creating a logo, don't waste a lot of time or energy, in my personal opinion, starting out. Don't get me wrong, your brand is important. And your brand and your logo will evolve as you do, at least in my opinion. Um, you know, Good content, consistent, valid content is what you're going to need. If, you know, you get a logo, you don't like it, change it and let your people know. Involve your community base and say, hey, we have 4 new logos. What do y'all think? Customers pick it. You get a chance to have buy-in from your customers. Um, you have a chance to get people aware of what you're doing. You can advertise that thing alone and say, hey, got 3 logos. We need our Facebook community to do this. Naming your business, a URL, website, catchy as much as you can be. Something that I prefer to do one word if you can. If you can't, that's fine. And use traditional spelling, no creative spelling. It's very difficult nowadays because there's 100 million websites out there. And it's okay to have a different dot versus .com. So you could have .io. You could have the name you want, .cc, .academy, .credit card. They have a whole bunch of them. There's like 164 different final destination extensions for your URL. and that's okay. You got .net, .org, .com is the gold standard, if you will, but not the only way to get your message out. So just keep that in mind. A lot of really high performing converting websites are something else, .io, .cc, random dots. Okay, so and what I'm referring to is www dot your website, and then the normal one is .com. But we're gonna go with, you can go any dot in the world. Okay, goal is get that out. Um, this, well, SEO optimization. Again, at a certain point, all of these things are valid. All of these things are important. But the biggest thing is starting and finding your niche, marketing, really getting into and creating your community, and being able to go from there. Um, that's the biggest thing I would say at the moment. And with that, this is going to be chapter 1. Um, yeah, that's what I got. I will be doing chapter 2 shortly and go from here.